Okay, I've had to admit it. I wasn't as pumped about the Ezra casting news. I wanted Rahul, and I can't help but be salty. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Smash that like button. I want to let everybody know that a big part of what we're doing here at the Den of Nerds is happening over on our live streaming channel from here on out. We're over 20,000 subscribers over there. We live stream literally 5 to 7 days a week. It's a really good time. And on that topic, I wanted to, tell you that this video you're about to watch is going to be an edited version of a live stream take that I had about this exact issue. This issue is about Rahul Kohli being cast as Ezra Bridger, and why I'm not as pumped about that as I think I should be, and it has a little bit to do with the Gina Carano situation as well, so we'll sort of have that sprinkled in there. I think it's an interesting take that I had. It's also an example of some of the stuff that we get into over on the live streaming channel, so maybe this video will be for you, maybe it won't. We still have a lot of other Marvel, WandaVision, just edited videos coming at you, and I will be back doing regular Star Wars videos when we get closer to some of the content. I've just personally not been a big fan with some of the controversy that's going on in Star Wars right now, and instead of cover it and be involved, I've chosen to just focus on Marvel. I hope you guys understand, but I think we will hopefully round the corner on some of this stuff. It is sort of a dark time right now, and so you guys know, if you've been watching Nerd Theory or anything, you know where I stand on some of this stuff. So hey, it is what it is. I'm still hopeful, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that currently not feeling all that pumped about Star Wars right now, but also not trying to hold it completely against everybody at Disney and Lucasfilm. I know this is such a weird time. I know these things that are going on are crazy, so enough rambling. Here it is. Here's my take from the live stream about Rahul. Okay, let's talk Star Wars. Put a 1 into the chat if you wanted Rahul. Put a 2 into the chat if you wanted Mena. 1's for Rahul, 2's for Mena. Let me see what you got. Throw it in there. I need to know. Okay, slow down. That's too much. Slow down. No, stop. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me just try to be fair and look at this for a second. Okay. I'm trying to be objective here. I think 110% of people wanted Rahul. So we're all on the same page, which is great. Here's the dealy-dally. Mena is great. Rahul is great. Okay? It's an embarrassment of riches kind of conversation, really. They're both great, but there's a weirdness to this because I personally was so into Rahul being Ezra, and not only that, I sort of stepped my foot in it, or whatever the expression, got egg on my face, because I was very sure that he was going to be Ezra. Obviously, I don't know Rahul. I don't know a lot about him, but I was like, dude, I find it very unlikely that with what hangs in the balance at stake, that he would be sort of so flagrant as to tease and do that sort of a thing. Now, as far as I know, and again, let me just sort of say, this is speculation. This is pure speculation. I have zero sources. I live in a 3rd floor basement in my mother's condo, and everything I say is merely for entertainment purposes and has no validity in reality. I have heard and kind of feel as though this gig for Ezra is a super big deal. Like a very, very, very big deal. Now, Mena being cast in the role, no offense to Rahul, because I'm going to argue as to why he should get the role, essentially. But Mena sort of solidifies that, because Rahul's like dope, but Mena starred in a $1 billion Disney franchise. You know what I mean? So if they're going to take their Aladin and literally cast him as Space Aladin, I mean, it just shows that, like, dude, Ezra's getting some work. Like, this is not a little cameo. You know what I mean? Like, this is something big. And it indicates that Ahsoka is probably going to be the search for Ezra, which we've talked about, and that Thrawn appearing in Ahsoka is going to be a massive deal and set up a very big bad for the Filoni-Verse and all of these live action shows, right? So by them casting Mena, and just from other things that I've heard, it really looks like this Ezra role is huge. It sort of makes you realize why Rahul maybe went so hard on it. I mean, he went hard, bro. Like, he went hard. He even, like, met up with Theory and, you know what I mean? And, like, I talked to Theory about that and everything. And, like, there's circle of trust stuff. You know, I didn't get the deets and even ask the deets on everything. But it's like, the guy was, from what I understood, he was campaigning for the role. That's what he was doing online. He was campaigning for the role, essentially, right? Which I personally, and maybe your mileage may vary here, I personally think is absolutely fine. However, I do think, I'm trying to separate, like, okay, here's what I can't decide. Did Rahul go too far, or did I just buy into it way too hard? You know what I mean? I can't just cast, like, super harsh judgment on dude, because essentially I was like, oh yeah, let's go. This is clearly what this means, you know what I mean? And I got a nerd boner, and I didn't see straight, you know what I mean? So, you know, maybe everybody's a little bit culpable, and it's just the social media environment, and, you know, people are trying to do stuff. But here's where it gets a little, like, not okay for me and a little weird. It has been sort of hinted at or indicated to me that Rahul's behavior via social media was essentially a large determining factor in him not getting the role. Now, again, speculation, rumor, who knows for sure. That kind of bugs me. And I want to take you through sort of I don't want to get, like, too, like, macro about this point, but let me just kind of tell you my personal experience with this, and maybe that'll kind of explain where I stand on it. I actually unfollowed Rahul a while ago because I personally didn't love all the stuff he was tweeting. He tweets pretty flagrantly. He's got a very crass, modern, and also British sense of humor. 3 things that bug grumpy old Americans like me, right? So here's the thing. I didn't necessarily love his in my timeline, so I unfollowed him. I don't think that's like whatever. To me, that's not a big deal. Then his stuff kept coming into my timeline, and I muted him, okay? I muted him. Now, I'm not saying this to be like I'm just saying, like, I personally also had an issue with his social, and so I just removed it from my life, and I was still incredibly excited for him to do what he does. His skill as an actor, to me, is pretty separate from his skill or positions in whatever social, cultural war bullshit. Like, so to me, like, this is yet again another example of, like, man, did we just miss out on talent and something great just because Disney is gonna Disney? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be like, oh, Disney, rah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not super cool with Disney, I'll be honest with you. Like, there's a reason I'm not doing Star Wars videos. I'm trying my best here to not just come out and on them all the time or whatever. That's not I'm not a, what's a word? Like, I'm not a broker for your rage porn. Exit stage left. That's not what we do here.
We don't do that here.
At the same time, some of the stuff that's discussed in the rage porn is, like, real. And I can't help but think that, like, some of the stuff that even happened to Gina sort of, in a sense, preemptively happened to Rahul. For different reasons, but it's essentially the same idea. It's Disney saying, we don't like what you're saying, so stop. Or else. Now, the obvious rebuttal, and what most people would tell you, is that, yes, this is true. But when you sign up to make Disney money, you have to play by Disney rules. Here's the bottom line, ladies and gems. Ezra Bridger is, like, my favorite character. Like, he's, like, legit one of my favorite Star Wars characters. It's hard to explain why. I don't really want to get into it. Rebels was really cool at a time when things were dark. I love the Ezra character. Okay, I really like the Ezra character. I'm not even pumped about this casting news. Okay, like, this is where I'm at. It's like, man, my favorite character in a show created by my favorite dude, my absolute idol, somebody I worship in Dave Filoni, in my favorite property, in a property that has been kind to me, that has allowed me to have a cool life, and I still can't, it does not get the proverbial juices flowing. You know what I mean? And I don't know, that could just be a me thing. But with Lucasfilm I personally feel like it is death by 1,000 cuts, because like these days, what you think of at your sort of gut level when you think of a brand is really impacting your decision, because we make emotional decisions, purchasing, communicating. Because things are so fast, they're emotional. You don't have time to be logical in this world. I don't know, man. The whole thing to me, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I wanted to say, I think. I don't want to ramble too much. I know it can just get into like Star Wars therapy with me, so let's just call it there.